Hello? Hello.
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 So, do I have to talk like this?
The entire time. It's only going up halfway.
So here we go for a third group. Haven't shot in 7 months besides today. We got 5 arrows that we're going to launch down there. See how this one goes. Felt that one pull a little bit to the left. I think that's the same arrow that pulled before. It's strange.
So maybe the arrow's defective?
The arrow might be off, yeah. I'll have to check that one out. I'll have to spin it. Yeah, it's the arrow. That was bullseye.
How far are you?
We're about 30 yards, give or take a foot or a yard. As long as you get a good grouping when you're practicing and haven't shot in months, that's all you need. It's all for fun anyway. It's all for fun until the day of the hunt. Okay. So this grouping wasn't too good. Wasn't as good as the last one, but like I said, we haven't shot in 7 months, so when you're constantly shooting and shooting, round after round, your arm does tend to get tired. I think we're shooting 68 pounds right now, but here's our grouping right here. We do have a slight breeze as well, so I could be pushing some of the arrows. Let's go back and shoot some more though. So we're out here in the yard, me and Paulie. We're doing some archery today. Took the bow back out. Hopefully him and I will be able to go hunting by the next season. Maybe he'll have a bow, but we're just shooting around for fun. Maybe do a little competition later with both the bows that we got over here, but we're gonna rack back up the quiver and shoot another round. But we're using a PSC Brute Force today, set at 68 pounds. We're shooting with 2 different kinds of arrows. We're shooting with Cabela's Stalker Extreme and Easton Raiders. They're both carbon and 400 grains. We got field points on these ones. They're about they're 100 grain field points. We also got over here some of the broadheads that I used to hunt, that I took a deer earlier in January, but we're not shooting with those today. We're just shooting with fun, for fun at the target. So let's put these back in the quiver and go shoot. Fourth group. See how we fare on this one. This is the one with the clipped fletching, so see how this one flies. See? Ooh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
I don't know what that was. That one pulled a little though, understandably. I don't know what that that noise was. It almost looked like it was spinning or vibrating. Maybe that was the whisker biscuit. Okay. Let's go check it out. So not a bad grouping. Target was a little slanted too, but that's okay. So this is grouping number 4. Starting to get more towards the center. Trying to adjust for the distance. We didn't really measure at the distance, like I said, we're just doing for fun. So yeah, that's a nice grouping that we got. So let's take him out. So I'm going to tell you guys a little story about the last deer that I shot over in January. Bullseye. So I'm hunting out with another buddy of mine. We're out in Rocky Point State Forest on Long Island. And we got to our spot, we set up our blind and our tree stand. And we didn't see any deer the whole day. Morning, did a few calls, saw nothing, heard nothing. Ate lunch, afternoon, early afternoon I should say. Called a bit, heard nothing, saw nothing. So late afternoon, around 4 o'clock, you know, the sun's getting a little lower. We're just like, oh man, no signs of deer. So we start walking and we start to do some stalking. Try and see if we could kick up some deer, see where they're hiding and everything. So we start our walking. We kick up a deer. The woods that we were stalking in at that moment was a bit too heavy to take a shot, so we couldn't take a shot. Kick up a few more deer. Still can't take any shots, so we're like, alright, you know what, let's go on our way back. Sun's getting real low now. Start to go home. So we go back, we get all our stuff, and we decide to take 2 routes separately back to the truck. I go southwest and he goes northwest, and we'd meet each other at the end of the trail. So I do some calling while I'm walking and everything. I'm calling, listening, looking for signs of deer. Oh, did that again. I gotta take a look at that arrow. That's a little strange. But so we don't get maybe about 50 yards from the truck, and then boom, I see a deer. He was actually a yearling, just walking right out of the trail that we're supposed to meet up on. My buddy didn't get out of the trail yet, but that just happened from the spinning. I don't know what's wrong. My knee is going. That is strange. Wow. All right, yeah, the fletching came off on this one. I guess we figured out what that noise was. Maybe part of it was off, and then now it just fully came off. That's weird. That normally doesn't happen with these arrows. These are the ones I hunt with, but not these exact arrows. This brand. This exact arrow is one of my practice ones, but well, I guess we'll have to figure out something with that one. But the other ones are holding up. So I see this deer come out on the trail, and I stop. I'm just like, oh my goodness. So I have the call in my mouth, the bow in my arm, right? I got an arrow locked on, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, as soon as I move, this deer is just gonna run. So I pull my bow up. I'm like, she hasn't moved. Like her, as soon as I draw back, this deer's gonna move, and I draw back, and she's just looking at me. I'm like, dang, she's not moving. And I'm like, okay, here we go. I release the arrow, and boom! I left the buck call in my mouth, and it bounces right off the buck call. The bow turns to the left, and the arrow just sails right under her, and she is gone. And I'm like, oh, we just missed her. So just as I shoot that arrow off, I'm thinking to myself, dang, I cannot believe I just did that. Rookie mistake, man. Left the coal right in my mouth. Never do that. So right when that arrow goes off, I see my buddy come out of the trail, and I told him the story, and we're like, okay, well, whatever. So we get to the truck, we're putting all our stuff away, and he realizes, he's like, oh wait, I left my tree stand strap at the tree. So we're like, ugh. Well, I guess that means more chances to hunt, right? So we both take the same routes back to where we were before. And I do some more calling and everything. Nothing. We get back. We get his tree stand strap and everything. But we decide to take two separate trails on the way back to the truck after he gets the strap. So we're walking, doing some more calling. And same exact spot. Except he gets to the truck first, and I can see him. You know, he's within maybe 40 yards of me, and I see the deer, the same doe, just pop its head out. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm gonna try and walk over and see if I could get her. So I walk over, and I'm thinking, oh, she's just gonna move. She remembers what happened last time, and she maybe goes 10 yards into the wood, and I'm like, dang, I might have a chance. So I kneel down ever so slightly, because it was a little wooded, and there were 3 branches in a perfect triangle within view of the area I'm going to shoot at, in view of her heart and lungs. And I'm like, dang, I'm going to shoot right through this triangle. So I draw back, have her in sight, I release the arrow, and boom, I got her. I was like, whoa, persistence, man. That's who gets the prize at the end of the day.